Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm John.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Steve.
Thornapple.
How dare you?
We were just saying off camera before about how somebody's in big trouble.
Big
doo-doo.
Big trouble.
Because Emperor Jinshi is now here.
He's never been this mad.
Somebody messed with his little girl, man.
Didn't even mess. Fucked her up.
I know. On top of that, well, the guard's definitely getting... Something's happening.
Killed.
I challenge you to a duel, sir.
Right. And we're going to find out how good of a swordsman he really is, even though he thinks he's adequate, but he's probably, like, the best.
You know, it's funny. Like, this is the one show that we've watched that, like, there's been almost zero fighting.
None.
I mean, you know what I mean? I'm just realizing that now, too.
Yeah, none. Just this. He just hit her with a bat, and then now Jinshi's going to take his head. That'll be the end of that.
It's all been inside with no fighting. That's pretty crazy.
The Emperor runs a tight ship, man.
Yeah, he does.
He doesn't let shit like that slide.
No.
Jinshi's gonna... Let's see.
He's doing some digging.
Let's see. He's gonna fuck somebody up.
And she saved his life.
Yeah, she did.
As if he wasn't already in love.
Saved his life and then passed out unconscious.
In his arms.
And then hasn't stopped bleeding since.
That's funny. We never even recognized that.
That might be him, dude. You might be right.
I told you. I think he's going to pull a boomy on us. Rip that shirt off and he's going to be monster
a
jacked.
monster, yeah. Maybe just his cloak must just be baggy.
Do, 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 do. Look at her in that dress.
Yeah.
It's like a magical dress.
Yeah, because it's on her.
Yeah. Plus, she's usually dressed down in her greens.
Look how nice he did her hair and everything.
I was just going to say, look how nicely he tucked her in and everything. in his bed.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a banger of a headache.
Yep. I'm sure she can come up with something to fix that.
起きたところで悪いけど着替えられる皆さんを連れてくるわわかりました
Yeah, we got some things to talk about.
あれは偶然が重なり合った事故です。しかしまるで意図的に偶然が引き寄せられたようでした。そういう意味では事故ではなく事件と言えるでしょう。一つ目の偶然は去年霊部の高校である王様が亡くなったことです。二つ目に倉庫でぼやが起き同時に別の場所で細具が盗まれたこと。
賞金細工師もこの計画を立てた一味ということか。
いえ、おそらく何も知らず依頼された通りに金具を作ったのだと思います。これと同じものをあの特殊な金属で作ってくれ。私が言えるのはここまでです。
わかった。
それにしてもまさかあの場に人士様がいるとは。あのまま祭事が続いていたら何者なんだよこいつ。こんな大掛かりな事件で命を狙われるに値する人物。知ったところで面倒なだけだ。
Right.
I'm trying to figure out if she plays into this all somehow.
お客様よ
Better not be that bastard.
例の事件、水霊という幹女が関係していたんだが、
やはり水霊か。
死体で見つかったよ。
Oh.
警部が部屋に乗り込んだ時には毒を煽って倒れていたらしい。
Damn.
医官による検視も済んで死亡も確認された。明日には棺に入れたまま家計に処されるんじゃないか。
他の関係者は？
他にはいない。水霊一人だけだ。
So it just gets written off that it was her.
本当にこれで終わりなのか。いや、それ以前に水霊は自殺するような女だろうか。
Remember what she told you, the morning glories.
投げやりな態度は先がないと分かっていたからか。でもあの時の試すような口ぶり。
Clues.
ここに朝顔を植えるわ。蘇りの薬。 憶測じゃダメだ。断言できない。ジンス様お願いしたいことがあります。
なんだ。
水霊を検視した医官とお話がしたいのです。死体置き場で。
お前は何を笑って。
好奇心に負けた。
何もジンシ様まで中に入らなくても。
He's not going anywhere
水
without
が
her.
入るなら俺も行く。
わかりました。
お待たせして申し訳ありません。
やはりこの医官が検視を。親しげに話していた患女が死んで、なおかつ罪人扱いされたのだからやつれもするだろう。でもそれだけだろうか。単刀直入に聞きます。患女が飲んだ毒にマンダラケが使われていま
Ah,
せん
there's
で
the
した。
thorn apple.
それは
馬屋の上の小高い丘、あそこにマンダラケを植えたのではありませんか。毒性は強いですが、適量なら麻酔薬として作用します。医局にそれがないとは思えません。マンダラケは白い朝顔の花に似ている。
断言はできない。
では実際に確かめてみましょう。
I like how she could just do whatever she wants with Jinshi's approval. Damn, that's a good shot.
何をする。
黙ってみてください。
やめろ。
開きました。
水霊じゃない。
It's a fake.
そんな。確かに水霊だったんだ。
本当に水霊でしたか。
私が水霊を見間違えるわけがない。脈も真の像も動いていなか
So
った。
she, like, masked her, made it seem like she was dead.
新しい棺の中に代わりの死体を入れて持ち込み、すり替えたのでしょう。
だが水霊の遺体はどうなる。持ち出すにしても目立つだろう。
持ち出す必要はありません。
どういうことだ。
That's creepy.
Yeah, thorn apple, it probably wears off.
Right.
自分で歩いて帰ったのですから。
死んでいたのではないのか。
人を死んだように見せる薬があります。
The morning
ご存知です
glories.
か。
聞いたことはあるが、そんなのは幻想だ。
どんなものだ。
遠い異国にあるというその薬は、人を一度殺し、しばらくの後、蘇らせるそうです。詳しくはわかりませんが、材料にマンダラケとフグを使うと聞きました。
The old puffer fish again.
釘の跡です。
おそらく死んだ水霊が入っていたのでしょう。そして助けに来た者が棺桶を開ける頃に息を吹き返した。別の死体が入った棺桶を代わりに置き、業者の加工に変装して出て行った。
I wonder who helped her. And why was she trying
Probably
to...
that guy.
Well, yeah, I know, but...
どの道見つかれば死罪になるのでしょう。私なら喜んでかけますよ。
いや、お前の場合違うだろ。
ここに遺体がないということは、水霊は賭けに勝ったということです。
She's like
代わ
proud
り
of
の
her.
死体が燃やされた後なら完全勝利だったはずですが。そんな真似はさせない。
No, she's not. She's like, I got you.
生きていたら会いたいですね。
I guess she's probably like
数々の
interesting.
事件を事故に見せかけた知識、それをやってのける度胸、何より自分の命を賭けの代償にしてまで
Look at that
みん
face.
なを騙そうとしたしたたかさ。こんな人物がさっさとくたばっては面白くないだろう。
Must find her.
よみがえりの妙薬、絶対に作り方を教えてもらう。
That's why she's like... Demented laugh.
すみません。
なんだ。
足を縫ってもらえませんか。傷口が開いたようなので。
それを早く言え。
She was having too much fun.
Yeah.
ローラン様、
Oh, is this the new one? The prissy one? Always makes me laugh when he's just sitting there like that.
結局水霊のことは秘密裏に終わらせた。水霊という感情についても曖昧な点が多い。医官によると彼の死が彼女の後見人だったという。数年前彼女の才能を見抜き養女に迎えたらしいが、それ以前のことはよくわからないという。
また傷口が開くようなことをされてはいけませんから。
ああ。しかし心配なのは怪我だけではない。変人ことラカンのことも。
The weirdo. Goddamn right.
父親であることは確かなようだが、薬屋の態度を見る限り事情があるのだろ
う。Oh yeah. I forgot he doesn't know like the actual story, right?
明日は高級だな。
Yeah.
はい。
Oh. Yeah, but I bet you what's his name is his kid. No, maybe not. Yeah, Boston. Oh, nice. We got confirmation. He's like, well, got news for you, pal. Found her. He's hustle it up, pal.
Yeah.
Though, to Junshi's defense, he's making it very apparent to Mao Mao, but she just doesn't notice.
主情はローラン妃のもとに通ってはいるが、あまり触手が動かないという。ローラン妃はかなりの洒落者で、髪も化粧もコロコロ変わる。訪れるたびに妃が誰かわからなくなり、混乱するそうだ。
Who the hell are you?
乗り気でないといえば、リーシュ妃も同じだ。先の帝の幼児趣味を嫌悪している今の皇帝は、リーシュ妃に手を出すつもりはなさそうだ。
Good.
少女の頃に今の皇帝を産んだ皇太后は、その十数年後、もう一人子を産んでいる。その際、医官は皇太后につきっきりになり、何事もなく無事に出産を終えた。だが、アードー妃の出産は皇太后の出産と重なったためにないがしろにされ、結果、アードー妃は子宮を失い、今の皇帝の初めての巫女も間もなく亡くなった。もしその時の子が今
So does he not know about the swap then?
くだらぬ妄想だ。
I don't know.
さっさと次の東宮をこしらえてしまえばいい。
あ、来たのね。
What's wrong with her?
高級ですか？
ああ、玉葉妃の月の道が途絶えているらしい。
月の道、すなわち妊娠の可能性があると。いつからでしょうか？
今日からでも行けるか？
はい。
Good.
頼んだぞ。
Gets to go see her girls again.
むしろ都合がいい。高級内は男子禁制。名前も聞きたくないあれと顔を合わせることはないだろう。もしかして気を使ってくれたのだろうか。どちらにせよ
Silly girl.
また
Of
毒
course.
味役。
More tastings.
久しぶりの高級生活は以前と変わらず
Hey, got her old room back.
毎日を過ごしている。問題ありません。月経が来ていないこと以外これといった確証はない。アードー妃の件でも思ったが、ただの公職親父じゃないのかもしれない。
Lewd. It's a funny word.
Yeah.
三姫の一人が？そう、
Uh-oh.
見受け
Huh. There's a lot to unpack in this one.
Yeah. Anyway,
All right.
let's unpack it.
So it was something when Jinshi was talking about this part here.
He doesn't like younger girls.
No, it was when he was talking about somebody having kids who gave birth.
He was talking about the whole thing.
Yeah, because the Dowager's the Emperor's mom, Jinshi's grandma.
Well, we don't. Yeah, we think.
Well, no, we know. We're pretty confident, 99%. She also gave birth to another child some 10 odd years later.
Yeah,
Okay.
he should think that was him.
Yes, you're right. So that, yeah, because then 10 years later would have been the one that was born, the one that died.
From Duo, but not from the Empress.
But it was the Dowager's son that died because there was the swap. If the swap was real.
If the swap was real, right?
Which, I mean, it's very interesting though that he doesn't seem to know about it, right?
Yeah.
Because what did he say?
But then he also doesn't say that Duo is his mom.
Well, he wouldn't know that if he didn't know about the swap. If he doesn't know about the swap, he doesn't know that that's his mom, right?
But then he's also not talking about himself right now either. That's what I'm saying. It's
Right.
confusing.
Yeah. He doesn't know anything. But he
doesn't
does.
know who he is. Right.
He does though because of the whole. Because he's all right. So he's. Let's talk about that. He's not a eunuch.
No.
He's drinking
But
some
also,
type of.
either is was Gaussian.
Well, we knew he wasn't because he was a military guy. I feel like somebody told us that.
But wasn't he? He was never seen in the rear.
No, he was, but he was allowed because he was with Jinshi, I think. Or maybe that's why he drinks it too.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. That's what I just said.
Yeah, no, yeah, I know. I was just trying to figure it out. But that confirms that Jinshi's not a eunuch.
Right.
But he's drinking something that.
And he's playing like a whole role.
Oh yeah, he's 19. He's pretending to be 24. He's drinking whatever this drink is that kind of. I'm assuming it obviously doesn't.
It doesn't give him boners.
Yes, and it probably like lowers his testosterone a little bit, which also probably is why he's not as good at fighting as he thinks he is. He got no testosterone, man.
Well, he's shrinking it down, yeah. Well, once he lets it run loose, he's probably just going to run amok.
That's what I'm saying. He's going to save that for Mao Mao when the time's right.
So he should, yeah, so...
But yeah.
I think he does know, he knows everything. Because, like, why
Yeah,
else
'cause
would he
then-
be playing this part?
Because then, and why, what did he say here at the end? I was a little confused about what he meant. It almost seemed like he was saying this in jest. No, it's just, what does he mean by that? No, it's just a silly delusion. Is he saying, like, what he all,
That's
everything
what I'm
he
saying. I don't know. Like, it seems like he knows everything.
Well, that's what I was going to
But
say.
then, like, he acts... But, like, I don't know if this is part of his act or, like... Because it seems like he's just saying this in his head.
Right. So everything he just said up to this point that he was telling us about the babies and Dowager and all that. And I feel like he's now saying, no, all that, what I just said is now, it's really just a silly delusion. That's not what happened. You know what I mean?
No, but he didn't say anything about that. He was just talking about what actually happened. He was
that's what I'm
actually
saying.
talking about Lady Dowager's baby. And
I know,
Abdul, and then, like, before he said his theory, he said, no, it's just a silly delusion.
He didn't say what his theory was, did he?
I know, that's what I just said. Before he said it, he said that.
I was thinking that everything he just said here was he was making it seem like that's what really happened, but then he was like, no, that's a silly delusion because that's not what happened. There was the baby swap. Like, he knows everything. Like, there was the baby swap, and I'm really the prince, and...
Oh, hold on, play it again. Yeah, if that child had survived, ...
Makes himself a new prince. Yeah, because then he's saying that, like, almost, not angry, but, like, he just needs to make himself a new prince, like, it can't be me. But why?
Well, because he's supposed to be the prince. He's supposed to be his brother.
Let me read I don't know if you read, I'm sure you did, but Ariel left another good comment.
If there was no swap, he's the Lady Dowager's son. So he would be the Emperor's brother if there's no swap.
Right.
So he's at least the Emperor's brother.
So Ariel, on episode 18, she said, I think you guys are overthinking all this stuff about the baby dying and the potential swap. But you eventually got there. The baby that died was the one that was in Aduo's care, actually the Emperor's brother, if the swap happened. And the death was not hidden or covered up. If the swap happened, I think it would have happened at the birth. And if I'm interpreting Mao Mao's speculations correctly, the baby Aduo had might not have been in good shape. because she lost her uterus. And she might have thought the baby would get better health care and attention from the doctors. So let's go with that theory then and say obviously that's Jinshi as the Empress's child, then as the child of a lowly commoner like her who was just a concubine. If the swap was uncovered by someone when Aduo's baby died, it wasn't fully uncovered and made public. They have said that the Emperor's brother is frail, sickly, and rarely seen for that reason. And most would not put together that Jinshi is the brother.
Yeah, you gotta take all theories out of it. Jinshi has got to be the Dowager's son.
Why? Oh, you mean like...
Because Duo's kids died.
Right, I know what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah, and she says, so we don't know at this point who was involved in making the potential swap and who all knows about it. Potentially Jinshi himself doesn't know. He may have just gotten close to Aduo because she was a good friend to his, in quotes, brother, not knowing that she was potentially, or is actually his mother.
I mean, could be, but they looked identical.
I know. I think Mao Mao is on the spot still.
Well,
I have no reason to doubt her.
Obviously, we're going with the swap theory, but
yeah, because
still, he should know something. And like, it seems like I don't know. At some point, he seems like he knows everything, and then at another point, it seems like he knows nothing.
Yeah, I just don't know how to read what he said there at the end. Like fully. But he obviously does know because he's drinking and he's putting up the whole masquerade.
Right, pretending to be a completely different person. Right.
And obviously that goes back to when he had the talk with the Emperor. I think he knows.
Yeah, I do too. But then what's all this about in his head? Like, it's not even like he's saying it out loud to somebody to try to trick him.
See, that was my point. He's saying like, if that child had survived, but then he's saying like, no, that's a silly delusion. We can't think about if he actually did survive because he knows I did survive. So that's why I feel like he's really just saying like, got to keep up with this masquerade. The question is why? Why are they still hiding it? Is what confuses me still.
Well, you'd have to hide it. You pretend if the swap is real, you're saying?
Yeah. Well, right. I know what you're saying too.
Yeah, you can't. Like, I would think you'd have.
But then that would make me think the Emperor knows, though, right? The current.
Yeah.
So then, what's the problem then? If he knows, who gives a shit what everyone else knows? His word is the law.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not the type of empire he wants to run, man. Okay? Obviously, we know what you would do as soon as you got some kind of power like that.
Get me my concubines.
Yeah, you're an animal.
But no, yeah, I don't know. I just don't know. I guess that's why.
I don't know, man. We're like, let's just say.
I know. Because we keep having the similar discussion. But I'm happy we kind of got confirmation that, much confirmation that he's not a eunuch. Why else would he be drinking that shit?
No, he said to suppress his manhood.
Right.
So, what's fun is that she's back in the rear palace for a little bit with the girls.
But also what's not fun is the fact that one of the girls from the Vertigrade house is getting bought out. I wonder which one. Because Mei Mei said she was almost retired, right? Or about to be. Because she was getting too old. I think she said in the last one.
Maybe.
And who the hell's buying?
Who did they say?
They just one of the princesses. Is she's getting bought out.
So like one night with her is, what do they say? Like one night is like a year's salary for like a normal person.
Yeah, I feel like a normal.
Buying somebody out has to be like crazy.
I hope it's not Lockin.
I was gonna say, I think it's Lockin.
I don't. Like he's got some trick up his sleeve to get to Mao Mao.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he's close. She's close
to these girls. I'll give you your sister back if you come and talk to me. He wants to own Mao Mao for some reason.
I love how much she despises him.
Oh, he's a piece of shit, man.
Yeah. All right. Enough chit chat.
Only a couple more, and I'm sure we'll get a ton of answers.
I hope we should.
You think it carries over into two, like same story, or we go on to like a whole new type of thing?
No, I think it's going to be one overarching story. Just the court politics continuing on, shit's happening. And then I don't know for sure if we'll get confirmation on like what everyone knows. I think that stuff will trickle down throughout the seasons. Maybe.
I think we should probably get a pretty big chunk, hopefully, in these next 4.
You'd think. I would assume we're not going to wrap up the lock-in stuff by the end of the season.
No, that's going to go on. But,
right? That's what I'm thinking.
I'm not sure, but maybe we won't wrap up the Jinshi thing
That's what I was saying before.
You know, maybe we'll wrap up one of them though.
That's why I think because that's like tied to him and Mao Mao too, like because she doesn't know who he is.
It's also fun that like he's there trying to find a wife.
Yeah, he's supposed to be.
Maybe that's why Emperor put him there. You know.
I don't.
Where else
think
is he
so.
going to meet the most amount of ladies?
Well, yeah, but those are the Emperor's ladies.
Not all of them. Just like the concubines.
And do you think it's one of those things where he's not supposed to be? He shouldn't be trying to marry Mao Mao,
Probably
even if she
not.
wanted to,
She's
because she's just
a
an apothecary.
servant.
Yeah, right.
But she's not really just a servant. Like she is now, but like I'm sure
She's
her blood
very
comes
well
from
liked.
like someone
that,
high
yeah.
enough, maybe where like it's not.
Well, it's Lockin.
I know, but I don't know what his ranking is. If it's like high enough for like a noble person to marry you, I don't know what the rules are for that. You know.
But even without that included, she's so well liked by everyone in the court
Yeah.
for the most part.
Yeah, but
even the
I
Emperor,
feel like she would definitely have to at least pass her lady exam. You know.
Yeah, she's got to get that done. Really hit the books for a night.
Because then she can at least be at like a certain rank or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll see.
Yep, as always. Anyway, guys, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel. See you next time.
See you later.